Hello and welcome back to Diffley's Family Farm. It has been not one, 2 years since we put up a video here, and that was all the blame on the kids. I know, I just got a little bit busy to be making videos where we had a new arrival on the way, so I took a break from it, and then that break extended and extended and extended. In relation to the land, I'm going to do another soil test soon enough to see that anything happen, but at the minute it looks very rushy. I kept on top of it a little bit last year with the rushes, but I was having to borrow a tractor, having to borrow a topper, and it was just not really feasible. And for the couple of animals that I had, it was fine just to let them run through the rushes. It's actually been a bit of a benefit in the winter. It's a bit of cover for them all to hide in and stuff like that. We only have the 3 lambs left from last year. This one here is our best Yo lamb. This fella's a bit of a runt, and the other one is a Yo lamb too, so I'm not too sure how they've been serviced, so I'm just going to leave them on a little bit. They're only going to be for our own freezer, so it doesn't matter how big they get, they'll still be lovely. So we've got the kids with us today because it's a great day and it's good to get them out. And I have broken a bone in my foot, so I'm limping around with a boot on, so I'm not doing too much farming today, but I'll let Lauren here let the hens out. Come on, hens, come out. Open it up the full way, Lauren.
How many hens do you have?
There are over 200 at the minute.
Can I get an egg, I see?
Yeah, we'll go collecting eggs later on. So this is the polytunnel, one of the best purchases we've made by far. I think it cost about 4,500 2 years ago, but it keeps my hens in the summer or the winter time, and it's supposed to grow most of our vegetables, but I never got around to doing it really. I grew a couple of vegetables in it each year, but this year, as every year at this time of the year, I am going to try to get in there and grow some proper vegetables, because the grass grows like hell in there, so I'm sure vegetables will grow like hell in there. We had a digger man in here for a couple of weeks there not so long ago, and he dug a shore the whole way along here up the road, because this road here was absolutely flooded with water, and I kept washing the stones off it. Each time the water rises up here in the field, there's only about maybe 18 inches of soil, or maybe a foot of soil, and then it goes down to like pottery clay, so no water can go through. Uh-oh, what happened? I thought you scared them off. Come out, sheep. Come on, shoo, shoo, shoo.
I'm not driving.
You dirtied it, that's fine. Daddy will clean that. No drama. Now, all clean. Back up. So yeah, where that piece of steel is there was a hole where we connected into the water. There's water and power coming right down the middle of this road. Connected it, brought it into the polytunnel, so now we have water and power in the polytunnel, which is a great help. And then this shore, the whole way along, I put a water pipe into it as well. So every 50 meters or 60 meters, we have connection to water, and then we also have the mains fence down here jumping across the road into these fields here. New addition to the farm is this gator here as well, which is causing so much trouble at the minute because shearing is hard to do when you're a little person. Here is our first chick show, well, our only chick show. That's when we had about 30-40 hens. We used to keep them in that, move it around the field. The wind has, over the winter, has given a bit of a battering, but I'll take that in, spruce it up, and might keep it or might sell it. It'd be handy to raise a few turkeys in maybe next Christmas. And further on down here, we have our bare bones eggmobile. So at the minute, we have the hens inside out of the eggmobile because it is just too wet for them, so they only come out on the good days. Grass growth in the fields has definitely improved, more so in this field here where the hens mainly live in during the summertime. Just rotate them all around this field, but now that we have the eggmobile, I'm going to bring them over to these fields here and just see what sort of an impact they have on it. The rushes are definitely less in this part, and any rushes that do grow up, the young shoots, the lambs go crazy for them. They're way darker from all the chicken manure, I think, and Yeah, they just go mad for them, so they're nipping the tops of them all the time. Like all of these here should be long rushes, but they just keep on nipping the tops of the rushes, so they must be a bit sweeter or something. Not sure how much nutritional value they have, but yeah, they love them. They go straight to them every time you move the nets. Here's the egg mobile. Just a little bit of a chicken coop built on the back of a caravan chassis. It is, I think, 5 meters long by 3 meters wide. And it was great. It worked really well during the summertime, and it was handy to move around because it's so light.
There's the hen poop. Are we far enough to the
Dad, your wheel was on the front was spinning.
It was spinning?
Yeah.
Oh man. It was kicking up muck on top of my van too, wasn't it? I have a pin down here now with some stakes because we had a couple of storms we're moving it about. Our water pipes that we have going down, this will be fierce handy because my life has been half ruined by dragging water to animals. It's just so time consuming and you don't get jobs done. I'm going to try to put a gate in here and a fence the whole way up there, which will just leave me with a field that I can keep the animals in. The minute the animals are just free ranging, the lambs are free ranging. I got 5 ewes, they're just up with a ram at the minute, so they'll be coming down soon enough. So I need to get fences in before they get back because we have this new road. They dug up the road in Ruski in the local village just when I had the digger here, so I was very lucky, and we got a loads of torn up tarmac at them, so it's really good. So I don't want them to destroy it, and I don't want more weeds coming on it. So it's a little bit messy down here. Here's our big shed. We've got some steel here for pallet racking, which has come in super handy, and it will come in super handy, so I just couldn't let that slide. I'm a bit of a hoarder. This needs to be cleaned up in the next week or so. I just need to get my foot back in order. Put some bags of wool here, which I'm going to use up in the polytunnel, just in the pathways, and then covered in wood chip just to see can I compost it down. There's no point in leaving it go to waste. In here is what we call in Ireland a holy show, but the star of the show is little Massey Ferguson 165. We have the seat out at the minute, needs a bit of work. But it's in pretty alright nick, and needs a bit of TLC, as just like many other tractors around farms, it really didn't see too much love, but it works, it's fine. Cleaned it up a little bit, stopped a few oil leaks, got the power steering working again. It's going to get a new seat, which is up here, and we'll be ready to bring it out. Really want showing you all the mess, but this is what the pallet racking has done. We've just built a second story on half of the shed with pallet racking. It's probably not up to code, but it is as strong as an ox. And yep, I've got a bit more flooring to do up there. I'm going to bring it out one more rack out just to maximize our space when we have the stuff. And it's a godsend because I am, as I said, a hoarder, and someday all this stuff will come in handy. I'm just wondering when. This is where we had our old compost pile. I got all them bales for free off my uncle, and got some farmyard manure. I still kept my little wildlife preserve here. It's just a load of trees that they had dug up when they done the ditches initially here before I had arrived. But there are a number of hares living in there, and they're great to see because I think they're a little bit rare these days. The water is up super high again. This is a good time to make a video because the first time I made a video, it wasn't even this high. It's actually flowing across the road here. I've never seen that before. But we have had a tremendous amount of rain this year. It's been the most on record. We've had the heaviest rain in all the summer months as well, so the summer never really dried up. It was terrible. We had 2 good weeks, and I was full sure we were going to have a scorching hot summer, but it kind of does that to us all the time. Look here, this is about a 5 or 6 foot drain, and it's completely filled to the gills. See how the gator does in all this, and then this field is flooded too. I got a bit more topsoil that I had dug from up above put down here, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to bring you down to the river another day because this boot is not waterproof, and I'm not going through that water with all these kids. But yeah, this has been a great job. As we said, since the first tour we cleared off a load of this area down here. Got about another half an acre or so, cleared it from the scrub. But I left the stuff at the bottom because it's great wildlife kind of habitat, and also the sheep like to yain down there, so they have their lambs down in the covered over area. I have never seen this much rain here, or this much water. That's pretty interesting.
Can we go over to there?
No, I'm afraid not, because
Why?
Lauren doesn't have any wellies.
Because she's going in there.
I don't have any welly, and it's too wet to be bringing a lot of kids over that. So yeah, we had our pigs in there actually we had them down there 2 years. Again, I'd like to fence it off a bit better, just for a better management and control of the animals. We had them down there for probably about 6 or 7 weeks with pretty much no fencing, and they just stayed down there. It was great. I had planned to dig a pond in here, but nature has done it for me now. But in the summertime, it would be nice to have a pond down there, even though we have the river. At one stage last year, we had 20 ewes and 15 lambs, right through the winter time, and we completely ran out of grass. A neighbour across there, he gave me maybe 5 or 6 acres of grazing, so I thought I'd be the big man and buy in more sheep, and they weren't long eating it out. So they came back here and then ate it all down to the butt. I ended up selling them all and then going with a different type of ewe. So I've got 5 ewes in lamb at the minute, and as I said, I could have another 2 ewe lambs up there in lamb, but we'll wait for another couple of months and we'll see. We'll get them scanned and that'll tell us more, and then we'll know if they're going to the butcher or if they're going to stay with us for another couple of years. Here again, I hope to get more pigs because our pork and bacon are nearly all used up in the freezer. We didn't have any pigs last year. We didn't have any meat chickens last year. We kind of just concentrated on the egg layers, which has been great. We went from 30 up to over 200 now, and I'd like to get maybe another 100 in the new year, just because demand has been really high for it. They do great work for the land. I have 3 honesty boxes, and that's just basically how I get rid of my eggs. I hope maybe in the new year or this year, maybe get 1 more or 2 more honesty boxes up in a couple of strategic positions, and then that might be me done with laying hens. I just keep it at that number. This year has been great as well. I've actually been allowed to let out the hens from time to time when the weather is good, like today, because last 2 years, which I didn't really know about, hen or egg layers or any poultry, that bird flu keeps them in for 5 months, nearly 6 months of the year last year, but there has been no calls to house your birds this year with bird flu, which has been good, and I really appreciate that. The first thing the hens do when they get out is just go for a first little piece of green grass and start chomping down on it. Also, we had turkeys this year, or well, it's last year now, as this is 2024, and they did not go so well. I bought 11 turkeys, came out one evening to put them in, 10 of them dead. One poor fella looking out at me from the polytunnel they were in, and then I kept him in for about a month when I was planning to get another one. I let him out for one fine day like this, just for a couple of hours to stretch her legs, and bang, fox again. We have a number of foxes here, which I'm going to have to do something about, because last year we also lost 3 lambs to foxes, and then one of the ewes ended up dying after the fox attack, because I think it was actually attacking her as she was yaining. So I came to this whole idealistic type of farming thing with thinking that we could all live together, which was working fine for 2 years. And then once the fox starts to... Oh, somebody's after falling out. You okay? Yeah, so the fox has not been my friend. It was fine for the first 2 years, and then last year it just went to town on me, a lambing. I was lambing outside, and took 3, maybe 4 lambs. Hasn't taken any of my laying hens. One or two laying hens. Well, it has one or two laying hens have got over the fence. But once they're inside that electric poultry netting, nothing gets to them, which is fantastic. Power on, power off. I've never had any real problems with that fence. Have been lots of mistakes I've made. Lots and lots and lots of mistakes. Loads of stuff I bought that I don't need or didn't need at the time, thinking that I was an expert, but that's all part of it. We also have bees on the farm. We bought my dad a beehive there a couple of years ago, and he's really gotten into it. So we actually sell honey from the honesty box as well. He's got 2 hives down the house. He's left me with 2 up here. There's not much activity today as it is the middle of January, but there's one brave bee. So I'm just heading down to get eggs now. The audio on my other video at the end has disappeared for some reason. So yeah, the kids convinced me to go back down to the river. They love it down there, and they love the little wooded area there. It's good for them messing about. So we put on our wellies and we headed on back down for a little adventure. What? Yeah, do you want to get another picture? And that's the end of that. That's what we've been getting up to for the last 2 years, and what we've got planned for next year, 2024. Do more, they say, so we'll see what we can do. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, press that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. That's YouTube's magic number, so we're nearly there. We'll see what happens when we get there. Thanks again. I'll see you in the next video.